it was championed by the Green Party, and it's covered in Phil Hogan's document on local government reform, but it doesn't seem to be that high on his priority list.
Okay, well, there's a number of reasons. One, I don't think we're looking at the same model as was put forward by John Gormley, which was kind of like a super mayor on top of everything that's there, like an extra layer that would pull everybody in to have consultation. I'm not sure the public are really prepared to put in place the cost and structure for this extra layer on top. So I don't see that as one of the options emerging. But in terms of the Minister and the Government's commitment, I'm satisfied they are. I've spoken to the Minister for Environment and Local Government briefly. He says to me he's very open to the idea of this popular vote. And if you look actually at putting people first, it recognises that there is a serious need to re-examine the way government is delivered and local government works in the Dublin region. And they are very, very keen that we engage in this debate, because clearly it is in the country's interest that we have a strong Dublin.
And so after this plebiscite next year, we're still talking a few years before this comes into effect.
Yeah, correct. So, if, for example, we have this vote in May and the people of Dublin vote in favour for the idea of a directly elected mayor, you will then need legislation to be brought in to make the changes that would be necessary, because we're talking about a real role with real duties and responsibilities, almost inevitably a transfer of budget, powers and functions from certain government departments and from certain national agencies. That will take time to put together. That will also allow further teasing out of detail and further public consultation. In my estimation, it is likely that that will take a couple of years, and you're probably looking at a vote for an actual candidate for directly elected mayor to coincide with the next European elections after that in 2019.